guys, Tom here. Welcome back to another video on the Racing Joker channel. I feel like my next sponsorship should be with Keeps, to be perfectly honest. I'm starting to get the Joker's hairline without even trying. But our man Herschel at Brewer Motorsport or Scottsdale Motorsports, I forget what he wants to go by, has hooked us up for this and for the M3 GTR project. So to make up for, you know, having some delays, he's sent me a couple gifts. He's sent me this BMW Motorsport hat, and I'm also apparently going to be getting some Puma racing shoes, which is kind of cool. I didn't think I'd be getting driving shoes anytime soon, but here we go. Let's at least get this hat on. I don't know where my DDE hat is, so I might as well wear this. All right, I look like I'm about to play golf, but I actually kind of like it. I like it, it's white. That actually kind of makes sense. All right, this is what, for a lot of you, the channel has been leading to. I feel like I can stand back here. So, as you guys know, this channel is about a handful of things. It's about Nissan Skyline GTRs and what it's like to try and import them. It's about the Fast and the Furious. It's about Need for Speed. And it's also about the BMW M3 GTR and what it takes to build one. Now, instead of just doing some episode of Car Topics Explained, rest in peace that series, I'm just gonna turn my E46 M3 into a GTR. You guys know this. I got the car a couple years ago when I was only 22, and we're here now. We're starting to receive some of the GTR race car parts. I mean, look, we gotta start somewhere because as you guys can see, I'm in my living room. You can literally see my dog right there. Maple's just chilling. I've got a BMW hat with a tag on it. Well, let's get to it. And these are all genuine BMW OEM parts. We've got some parts and assembly bits here to allow us to put in a new dipstick, a CSL dipstick, into the E46 M3 because the new airbox we're putting in is a bit larger than the stock one, so we need the extra room. And even though the airbox is not a genuine CSL airbox, it's a genuine, much nicer version, actually. We are using a CSL air intake filter, or whatever you want to call it, air filter, because the other options would have been like a race car one, or even like, I think it's called the 24-hour version, like an endurance race car one, meant for like track conditions with much cleaner air. I didn't want to risk the engine or anything like that, and since it's a road car and I'm not going to hype up my driving ability, excuse the blueness of my TV. I'm not going to hype up my driving ability to be something that actually is worthy of, you know, race car parts yet. I'm just trying to make something, you know, a good roadworthy package. So here's a genuine, a real M3 CSL air filter. I can even show you the part number here at the top. That is real. You'll see these on eBay in this box, probably in a little bit better condition because of this here, but that's okay. It's a real CSL filter, a real CSL part. Pretty desirable, pretty freaking cool. And now we got the piece de resistance. Let's go get that airbox. All right, you guys, here we are. This is it. It's super light, as you'd expect. It's carbon fiber. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, look at this. BMW power. Oh, you can see the reflection of the TV. Man, that's annoying. I want to showcase this properly. Look at this. BMW power. I'm doing what I can, you guys. All right, here we are. I've just placed you guys on the armrest of my couch. Let's try again. BMW power. Got the full airbox and frame there. Look at this. So we got, it's a two-piece thing. You got this piece here where the air comes in. It goes into the engine with these little holes here. You got this whole big piece. Let's see if I can show you the inside. The inside has some cool details as well. So to the untrained eye, this may look like a CSL airbox, but this is actually built to the same specification as the airboxes used on the P54 equipped GTR and GT and GT2 race cars. Not the S54, the P54. And this one is to the specification of most of the cars used on the PTG race cars with the 3.4 liter stroker engines, making like 460, 480 crank horsepower or something like that. So we've got the genuine BMW power sticker. A lot of the PTG cars would have a BMW logo right here as well. So this will look a lot like a CSL engine bay once we put it in here, put it on the car. But it's a little bigger. The mouth is a little wider. We don't have the big kind of butterfly thing at the front here. because the race cars didn't have that, but the CSL did. But then another thing the CSL doesn't have, if I can show you guys, on the inside, you see those circles, those velocity stacks? All of these things, this thing that my finger is touching, tapping the rim of, those are genuine carbon fiber velocity stacks. The M3 CSL's stacks in there would have been plastic. And those velocity stacks were not cheap because they are threaded in place and secured in there nicely. So the actual carbon fiber, you know, they had to make the molds and do all this sort of stuff and then put them in there. They had to be threaded into place into this airbox. There are threads, minute, tiny little frickin' threads on those velocity stacks. That level of detail is just so cool when you know that. And it makes me think, man, having this was worth it. But isn't that wild? Because, you know, if you wanted a genuine CSL airbox kit from like Turner Motorsports or whatever, because they have one that they offer for SMG and all that sort of stuff, and manual cars, and those kits are like $9,000 to $10,000, you know, for that full package. This has more going for it, in my opinion. This is probably the best airbox you can buy, and it's less. Now, I should say you don't need to have this sticker. If you order one of these from Herschel at Scottsdale Motorsports, and you don't want the sticker, you'll save yourself a lot of money, like several $1,000s. It's more like $5,000 to $6,000 without this sticker. This sticker costs a lot of freaking money because of this part right here. So, yeah. Otherwise, you know, it's a great package. I mean, yeah, you've got the Turner Motorsport one, the Carbonius one, and all the other stuff, and the CSL one. They're all great. But if you want, you know, racing motorsport heritage under the hood of your car, that's pretty freaking cool. Because this is the closest you can get to kind of a homologation special in the E46 M3. The CSL wasn't really a homologation special. It was just a very cool package. They never made any engines that were derived straight from the P54. They never gave us the exact same airbox. Even the roof on the CSL is not the same as the carbon roof that they've got on the carbon roofs they've got on the E46 M3 race cars. You know, if you take apart a CSL roof, I'm hoping you never have to, but if you take apart a CSL roof, there's metal in there to help hold it together, because I'm guessing there's not enough carbon fiber material. Whereas if you want a genuine race car roof, there's more carbon fiber. I don't know how many layers there are. I'm just going to decide not to tell you or give a guess because I might not be at liberty to say. But there are more layers. There's no metal in there to reinforce it, and it's just better. And I think you can get it with a NACA duct in the center too. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is typically on race car engines. I do not think there are many street cars that have this airbox on the road. It'll be interesting trying to get this to work on the car. I know we can, but I do not think I have all the hardware I need yet to put it in there so it'll work. Like, for one thing, I'm going to need an expansion tank for the SMG hydraulic fluid because this is bigger and takes up more room, and that needs to be relocated. And there's a CSL version that should work just fine with this. We've got a whole bunch of things that hoses go into and lines and stuff that connect that we need to work out. So I'll be sure to put together a parts list of OEM BMW parts to make this fit in the car. But yeah, this is literal race car stuff. Technically, you could say it's a GTR part, but when we all say M3 GTR, most people are talking about the P60B40. Even though that's not actually the rules, you can call a non-V8 M3 race car a GTR. GTR is more kind of the designation some of the V8 cars had on the chassis stamps, but some of the V8 cars just said GT on them or VLN and stuff like that. Some of GTRs or cars that were racing alongside the GTRs with the V8s had the P54s and these airboxes, but no one technically knew or were none the riser. Because, like, for instance, Schnitzer, all of their M3 E46s were V8 P60B40 cars. But I don't think all of PTGs were at any given time. I think they only were given an allowance of like 2 engines or something like that. Because some of their cars, clearly, if you pay attention, they've got the P54 in them instead. I don't know why why BMW did them like that. But so technically you could say this is a GTR part because this part has been on some GTR cars. This part has also been on some of the VLN chassis cars. It's also been on like the World Challenge cars, where it's the same chassis like a GTR, a GT, or a VLN, but the exterior is all carbon fiber and made to look like kind of a street car, but it's all carbon fiber. Same way the race cars are, but it's just not as wide. It's still got the side exhaust and stuff like that and the big wing. So yeah, this is the first step to having an M3 GTR on the street, pretty much. And it's this looks so freaking cool. I'm so happy to have this. I've been looking forward to having this just in my possession. But now it's time for me to do some research to get a better understanding of what we need to make it work. So, but I'm not worried about doing that. I've just been putting it off because why do the research and waste people's time when I don't think it's worth making purchases of those parts yet. But man, look at that. Air's going to be coming in through here into this big mouth right here. And it's going to be making some awesome trumpet noises. It's going to sound great. Hopefully I haven't made the car too loud with the exhaust. And I love carbon fiber. And this is going to make it, just the experience of it so much cooler. Because I'll definitely be able to hear this induction noise from inside the car, without a doubt, because you can still kind of hear it even with a normal airbox, but this should make it so much louder. And we've already got the Alpha N tune, so it's just a matter of getting the necessary hardware. So yeah, I'll put this on the floor, get some cool shots of it. I'll try to anyways. And yeah, if you've got any questions about it at all, or would like me to do a live stream about this, because I'm considering doing a live stream at some point in the near future of either playing Need for Speed or talking about this in the M3 GTR plans and what parts I want to put on next after I get this on the car, like real race car stuff, let me know, or I can save that for another vlog. But I am so happy to have this. This is so freaking cool. It looks so good, and it weighs like nothing. It's amazing. And I'm so happy I was able to get something that says BMW Power in it, because it makes it look more authentic. So that when you compare the engine bay of my car to an actual GT or GTR, it'll look pretty damn similar. And then if someone wanted to look at the internals of this thing, they'd go, holy shit, it's real. The only thing is that if you looked at the internals of my engine, it would just be stock internals. I don't know if I'm ever going to want to put a 3.4 liter stroker into the S54 and make it a P54 on the street. I could do that. I could make 460, 480 horsepower at the crank, naturally aspirated, and maintain this part. But then that, you know, why do that if we want to put a V8 in the car? But I'm happy to have this, and I hope you guys are excited too. If you've got any questions, let me know down below. I'll try and respond to them in the comments. And then if I ever plan on making a follow-up video or a live stream, as I said, we'll cover that stuff here. But until then, if you have not subscribed yet, but you like what you've seen so far, be sure to fix that, because you'll love what I got planned. Anyways, I'm Tom the Racing Joker. Stay legendary, everyone. I love you. Bye-bye.